55. The Poodle and the Pony. Jill and I continued to work well together, and bookings were coming in nicely. While we weren't snowed under with work, we had enough to keep us busy. One morning, Jill messaged me, "How do you fancy giving Reiki to a dog?" It sounded good to me. I had just completed a course on animal Reiki, so this would be a perfect fit. Not that I wanted the dog to be poorly, of course, but that we could be of some help. Jill picked me up and we drove to the dog's home, which was in the next town from where we lived. It's always best to treat animals in their own home whenever possible, as they're more at ease before you even start. "What's wrong with the dog?" I asked Jill. "I don't know," she replied. "All I know is that a woman from the vets called and asked if I could help." We eventually found the house and the owner let us in. An elderly lady in full, very colourful makeup and a mass of curls perched on the top of her head. She took us into the lounge to meet the dog, a poodle. Snap. I never really brought into the owner looks like the dog saying, but in this case it was spot on, minus the makeup, of course. We sat and the owner called her dog to her and restrained him. No, let him go," I said. "He will come if he wants to." I'm not sure she was too happy with that, but when giving Reiki to animals, it's the one time they get to make their own decisions. If they want to receive Reiki, they will come to you, and if they don't, then they don't, and that's exactly how it should be. The dog was a black standard poodle, so quite big. He had moved to stand in the furthest corner away from us, but watching us the whole time. Jill and I both slid to the floor and allowed our Reiki to flow. "What's the problem we're treating him for?" Jill asked the owner. "Well, I think it's anxiety," she replied. He barks at everyone we meet when we go for a walk. He doesn't like people in his house, and he doesn't like men." The owner kept talking. She hardly paused for breath. Jill asked if she would like to go and get on with something else while we worked with her dog, but no, she wasn't budging. On and on she went until eventually Jill asked her to shut up. Very nicely, of course. The dog didn't look too anxious to me, but then I didn't know him, and I certainly wasn't feeling any anxiety coming off of him. But we allowed our Reiki to flow, and slowly the dog sat down and lay on a blanket and went to sleep. He looked pretty relaxed. When we had finished, the owner asked if we could go the following week and give him another treatment. The following week, the dog seemed a little more relaxed and settled down to sleep almost immediately. The owner had a friend visiting, and the chatter was constant. Once again, Jill suggested they might like to go to another room for a cup of tea and a chat. No, they were staying put. Our Reiki flowed. The dog seemed fine, and neither Jill nor I were picking up any signs of anxiety or stress. We asked the owner if the dog had been any different during the week. "No," she said. "He's still barking at other dogs and people." "Isn't that normal behaviour?" I said to Jill on the way home. "Well, yeah, it is," she replied. To be honest, I think it's more of a problem with the owner than the dog. We went back the following week as requested, and this time the dog came straight to us and spent the entire session lying with his body touching ours. This time there were 2 friends visiting. The owner said they wanted to see what we did and soak up some of the Reiki energy. We did what we had to do and left. "Bloody hell," said Jill as we drove away. "Now that is just taking the piss." We agreed, and that was the last time we saw the dog. There was nothing wrong with him at all. We felt he was picking up on her anxiety every time she took him for a walk. The dog was simply going into protective mode. She was the one who needed the treatment, not the dog. A couple of days after that, I got another phone call from Jill one morning. "Mrs. Poodle has just phoned," she said. "Would we go and treat her friend's pony?" Oh, bloody hell. Should we? We should. So we went. I hated leaving the thought of any animal that needed a little help. Mrs. Poodle had said that the pony was out in the paddock, but the owner would put him in the stable. No. Leave it out. There's nothing more dangerous than treating an animal in a confined space when he's frightened and doesn't want to be treated. It turned out that the pony was antisocial. It didn't mix with the other horses and it didn't like people. Here we go again. The owner asked if we would like to go into the field. No, best we stay on the outside of the fence and not in the pony's own territory. There were 2 other horses in the field. Both came straight over to us and were friendly. The problem pony was at the far side of the field and appeared completely disinterested. We allowed our Reiki to flow for about 20 minutes or so, and the 2 friendly horses were loving it. The pony started to look over to where we were. He was certainly aware of Reiki energy, and he was watching. Very slowly, he started to make his way across the field. There were many stops and starts along the way, but he got to a few feet from the fence and looked at us. Really looked at us. Eventually he came over and nozzled our hands. It was a beautiful moment. The owner came back down the field and was amazed at the change in him. Although she was grateful, she never asked us to go back and give her pony more Reiki. She clearly saw the benefit, so I hope she found someone to treat him on a regular basis. You never know, she might have trained to do Reiki herself.